Welcome to update 38 for the 14th of October 2017, and once again this is the area of the layout that I've spent the last month concentrating on, and hopefully you'll notice if you saw update 37 that a significant amount of work has been done here. Mostly it's the pine trees. We'll take a look at those. If you remember last month we had nothing there, and now it's nicely covered with pine trees on both this side of the lake and over here. If I can move around a little bit. One of the things that I did was I first added the pine trees here, and here's a shot of the way it looked, and something just looked wrong about it to me. And then I realized that at least in this part of the country, most pine tree stands, the trees have limbed themselves up a little bit because the lower branches aren't getting any sunlight. So I removed all the pine trees and started limbing them up, and we can take a look here. You can kind of see, if I can get the camera in focus, you can kind of see what I did was I took some of these, well, both of the sets of pine trees that I had bought, and just started hacking away at the bases of them, leaving some of the branches on there to look like the limbed up pine trees. And I'll tell you what, to me it made a huge difference. If we go over here real quick, there's another one over here. Not quite enough light. But that was one of the main things that I did. The second thing that I did that took a lot of time was added the tall grass here. And one of the things that was on my absolutely must-do list was the fact that when you look at tall grass along the water, it mostly has those dark brown, come on, focus, dark brown bases. And it took me a while to figure out how to do that. I wound up by putting in nothing but brown grass and then painting the tops. The next thing that took a ton of time was I used this article by me, which was published in the March 2001 issue of Model Railroader, and made, if you can see them, I think I can't get in probably close enough. If you can see, hard to see, but the little cattails that are in there, oh, I'd say 3 dozen cattails in this stand of tall weeds. And as you saw a moment ago, I added lily pads. Added lily pads here, added some lily pads back here by the broken down dock, added some lily pads over here. It has a hard time focusing over here because the light is lower. And then some lily pads back there, and that took a ton of time, but as you can see, we've got a nice scene here. I added the road in front of Westco, and that's and then I scratch built this retaining wall. Forgot about that. Scratch built the retaining wall back there out of stripwood, and did that, and that's about where the scenery ends for now. We're going to keep going this away with the scenery, but that significant amount of progress. I also did a little touch-up work on the backdrop where you could see a couple of the seams. That worked out nicely. So that is where we have finished for September, October, and presumably next it'll be this area here. So there you have it. The October update for the Bona Vista. We will see you next month, and once again, thanks for joining me.